Come vape with me. I've just got back from France and I've had so many things I've had to do. All sorts of things that I didn't do before I went to France. So I'm a bit late making this video, but I am alive and well and very messy today. Today I got up because I thought I would go and paint some things on our property that need painting. So I've bought all the paint and I thought today is going to be wonderfully sunny, and I put on the right clothes. I put on an old t-shirt that I very seldom wear because I don't like the colour. It's a sort of a yucky yellow. And I went outside the back door. And it's going to rain. So then I thought, damn, what should I do now? Well, I've already half made a movie that I filmed in France about Frank's vaping shop. And so I thought, I'll come inside now and I'll make this movie for Frank now. But before I put this little video about Frank, which is terribly bad, let me tell you, so don't expect wonders, I want to tell you about flying. Before I left, because this is the second time we've been to the same place in France, last time I had great trouble with my tanks. I emptied them all out to fly, and then when I got to the other side I hadn't got anything to vape because really there was no e-liquid in the tanks. Even then they sort of got messy and sticky, and one of them I kept with half full and that leaked because I did try to stealth vape on the plane last time, but I felt so guilty and it spoilt the deliciousness of just vaping that I didn't do it. I think I had one draw on the plane last time, and then I felt awful, and then I thought, what happens if I get caught and we have to land and I'm shamed and it's in the press? So I didn't stealth vape. That's how powerful guilt is. This time though, I had read on the internet that if you store your devices with their tanks upside down, they don't leak, and they will be fine once you've got to 30,000 feet or whatever height your plane reaches. Once it's at the nadir of its height, the tanks won't leak, it's the pressure. So I thought, well, I'll try that. I put my tanks flying out to France all upside down in my big computer bag, lined up upside down with the tanks full. And you know what? It worked. When I got to the other side, not one of them had leaked. I had nice vaping equipment all ready to vape in the airport, because I do in the airport. And in fact in France, these things that we are so anal about in the UK, they're pretty relaxed, you know. I saw loads of people vaping. I saw people smoking. They're not so uptight about all this stuff that we are. Anyway, so I vape in the airport, and nobody's ever stopped this little old lady sitting quietly in the corner having a vape. Well, part of it is because I don't make much vapor. I'm old, I'm not noticeable. People don't notice old people, especially young people. To young people, old people are completely invisible, which is rather nice if you want to do naughty things. And so nobody's ever stopped me, and I make it a point to vape in every place I can possibly vape, so that when I die I can say, well, I have vaped in every possible place. So I have vaped on a plane, if you can take one little puff on my device the last time we flew to France. So I'm telling you, store your devices upside down. But in the meantime, I want to show you this little video I made of Frank's vape shop. It's in Fayence, which is Provence in France, the south of France, near the Riviera. Now, I'm going to try and do what you call a narration over it. I don't know if I'll be successful, because actually Frank doesn't speak English, hardly at all, and I don't speak French. So of course a lot of it is very silent. We are smiling and waving at each other, but not really communicating. Actually, I'm going to have to make another video to tell you what they do in France about these new EU regulations, because of course they too have to abide by the new EU regulations. Let me introduce you to Frank's vaping shop in Fayence, in Provence, in France. Fayence is a small perched village on a mountain in Provence in France. I loved the bells. Frank's shop is in the middle of the town. It's next to the tourist information office, and over the road there you can see Frank's shop. Here we are at Frank's shop,
I'm here at Frank's.
and I'm going in to say hello. Of course he knows I'm here, but he can't speak English and I can't speak French.
Shop in Fayence. There's Frank. Bonjour, Frank.
I like his simple displays. His shop is not full because it's a very small place, but those glass domes over the stock seem to be a very good idea. And in there are some very nice devices. That is e-liquid over there, and some of the e-liquids I used to love. Of course, I never buy from Frank, so he must hate me visiting him. I waste his time and don't buy anything. There you see that stupid sign, it's in French, to say that that device contains nicotine. What a load of cobblers. These are Frank's dogs. He's got beautiful dogs, and the one with the brace on is very old, 14 years old, and he has spinal troubles. So that's Frank. Thanks, Frank. With all its failings, that is my true report about things happening on my trip. Thanks for vaping with me.